There are people in your family, your workplace, or school who dislike you, talk about you, and quietly hope you fail. And you didn't do a single thing to them. No drama, no betrayal, no mistake. That isn't jealousy in the shallow way people usually describe it. That's human nature. And Leo Tolstoy warned about this in a way that's honestly unsettling. Once you understand the three exact reasons why this happens, you'll stop trying to fix it because you'll realize it was never your fault to begin with. Reason 1. Your self-respect exposes their lack of it. This is the one that hurts people the most. You don't beg for attention. You don't overshare your misery. You don't chase validation like your survival depends on it. You say no. You walk away. You don't tolerate nonsense just to belong. And here's the brutal truth. Your calm boundaries feel like a personal insult to people who have none. Tolstoy believed that people are deeply disturbed when confronted with a living reminder of who they could be but refuse to become. Not through words, not through lectures, just through presence. You're not judging them, you're not correcting them, you're not calling them out, but your behavior silently says, "I don't need to live the way you live." And that message burns. So instead of fixing themselves, they rewrite the story. They call you cold. They call you arrogant. They say you think you're better than everyone else. No, you're just better to yourself. And that's unforgivable to someone who betrays themselves every day. This is why people get uncomfortable when you stop oversharing. This is why they hate when you don't react emotionally. This is why peace makes insecure people angry. You didn't attack them, you reminded them. Reason 2. Your growth threatens their comfort. People love you when you're struggling. They clap when you're trying. They encourage you when your dreams are still harmless. But the moment you actually improve, the room gets quiet. You start dressing better, thinking clearer, moving differently. Suddenly, the jokes stop landing. The energy shifts. The support feels performative. Why? Because growth creates comparison, and comparison creates discomfort. Tolstoy wrote that people don't fear evil nearly as much as they fear being morally or personally outgrown by someone close to them. Strangers don't hate your success. People who knew your old version do. Because your progress forces them to face a question they've been avoiding. What have I been doing with my life? And instead of answering that honestly, they choose resentment. So they minimize you. They downplay your effort. They say you've changed. Of course you've changed, that was the point. But to them, your evolution feels like betrayal, not because you wronged them, but because you stopped matching their level of stagnation. This is why people ghost you after you level up. This is why old friends feel distant. This is why some people secretly want you to fail again. Your growth breaks the illusion that staying stuck is normal. Reason 3. Your authenticity disrupts their performance. This one is subtle and dangerous. Most people are acting happy, acting confident, acting like they know what they're doing. Then you show up real. You're honest about what you want. You don't fake enthusiasm. You don't pretend to agree just to be liked. And without saying a word, you expose the performance. Tolstoy believed people cling to social masks because truth demands responsibility. And when someone nearby lives truthfully, it threatens the mask itself. Your authenticity doesn't feel inspiring to them. It feels destabilizing. Now they have to pretend harder, laugh louder, agree faster, perform better. And that's exhausting. So they avoid you, they criticize you, they label you as too intense or too serious. But what they really mean is this: you make me uncomfortable because I'm not honest with myself. That's why some people only like you when you're quiet. That's why they get irritated when you speak confidently. That's why they mock sincerity. Truth scares people who survive on illusion. Now, here's the uncomfortable realization. If nobody dislikes you, you're probably living very safely. Not truthfully, not courageously, just safely. Tolstoy understood that being genuinely good, self-directed, and conscious does not make you universally loved. It makes you selectively respected and quietly resented. And once you accept this, something powerful happens. You stop explaining yourself. You stop shrinking. You stop negotiating your peace for approval. Because you realize their hatred isn't a signal to fix yourself. It's proof that you're doing something right. You weren't rejected, you were revealed. Now listen carefully. This part matters. This is not permission to become arrogant. This is not permission to look down on others. And this is not permission to isolate yourself emotionally. Tolstoy didn't advocate superiority. He advocated inner integrity. You don't fight their resentment. You don't try to convert them. You don't seek revenge. You stay grounded. You stay kind, but you stay firm. You let people misunderstand you. You let them project. You let them walk away. Because clarity is more valuable than popularity. And here's the irony. The same qualities that make some people hate you will make the right people respect you. Quietly, deeply, and without conditions. Some people will never clap for you. Not because you're wrong, but because your existence challenges the story they tell themselves to sleep at night. Once you see this, you stop trying to be liked by everyone. You focus on being aligned, being disciplined, being real. Tolstoy understood this long before social media, modern psychology, or fake positivity. The cost of living honestly is being disliked by those who benefit from your silence. And if that's the price of peace, pay it. Because a life lived truthfully will always upset a world addicted to comfort. So stay grounded. Never apologize for becoming who you're meant to be. If you spend your life trying to be understood by everyone, you'll end up understood by no one, including yourself. The world doesn't reward truth immediately. It tests it, it isolates it, it tries to shame it back into silence. And that's how you know it's real. The path you're on was never meant to be crowded. It was meant to be clear. Clear of noise, clear of approval addiction, clear of borrowed opinions that were never yours. Some nights you'll feel alone, not because you lack people, but because you outgrew the versions of yourself they were comfortable with. That loneliness isn't a punishment, it's a signal that you're standing on your own spine for the first time. Don't rush to fill the silence. Sit with it. Build in it. Become unmovable in it. Because once you stop needing permission to be yourself, life stops negotiating with you. For those asking for book recommendations on this topic, I strongly suggest What is Art by Leo Tolstoy. In it, Tolstoy breaks down why people irrationally reject, resent, or even attack others, not because of logic, but because your presence exposes their inner emptiness, insecurity, or moral confusion. This book will help you stop taking unearned hatred personally and understand the psychology behind silent jealousy, rejection, and irrational dislike. The comment of the day goes to Jessa, who wrote, "Well, I could have used this video 30-some years ago. Better late than never." And that's the truth. Better late than never is still a victory. Growth has no deadline.